Hello class, my name is Emily Velez, and the topic I chose to discuss is psychological disorders from chapter 14. Psychological disorders are commonly identified as behaviors that impair an aspect of a person's life. However, psychologists are always faced with the difficult task of how to identify or define a mental disorder. The factors that may cause someone to be diagnosed here in the United States or in North America may not be considered a defining trait of one in another country. Across different cultures, people have their own societal norms and rules they follow all over the world. In fact, there are many disorders in other parts of the world that are not even considered a disorder here in the United States. However, not all disorders are culture-bound. There are many disorders that are frequently seen throughout many different cultures. Eating disorders, however, are a culture-bound syndrome that occurs here in North America. These types of disorders affect 3 out of 4 women in the United States alone and are very prevalent among college-age females. There are several different types of eating disorders, but the most common are bulimia nervosa and anorexia nervosa. In Japan, they have the condition of hikikomori, which is a disorder that causes the person, usually middle or high school-aged boys, to be extremely withdrawn. Often people who suffer from this disorder spend 6 or more months in an antisocial state and do not participate in any kind of activities with anyone outside their immediate family. Then in Africa, we have the voodoo death disorder, which is a disorder that causes the person to be deeply convinced they have been cursed, and this so-called curse will result in their own death. After learning about some of the many cultural bound syndromes, we are easily able to say that society and culture has an enormous influence on mental health. Although there are some disorders that are commonly diagnosed throughout the world, they do have some underlying factors that differ across cultures. Some universal syndromes are depression, social anxiety, and suicide. All of these psychological disorders do carry on throughout multiple countries and various cultures, but their prevalence may vary among nations. For example, rates of depression are much higher in Western countries, such as the United States, compared to China, where the depression rates are significantly lower. To wrap this video up, I would like to say how important it is to keep up with your own mental health and that of the people around you, and have a great understanding of their cultural background and just how they're feeling in general. Because as some people say, mental health is wealth.